Hey Earthlings, I'm officially in round 2 of Less Than Famous, which is very exciting. I'm not for sure on the panel yet. I will keep you posted on that, so stay tuned for more details about Less Than Famous. Friends are an important thing that I think aren't stressed enough by society. We put a lot of weight on romantic love, and not a lot of weight. You know who you are if you just texted me. Looking at you. Anyways, what I was saying was that I think that we place a lot of weight in society on romantic love and not enough weight on platonic love. You know, the kind of love that best friends feel for each other, which I think is a very real love, just as real as romantic love. It's different, but it's still just as valid. And I don't think that we recognize that enough. And I think that that also applies to good friends. Your good friends, you do still love them and care about them, and they love you and care about you, and obviously you're not in love with them in the same way that you would be with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a hermaphrodite friend. There are different types of love, and I think we only focus on one, really, in society. Actually, now that I think of it, we focus on two. There's romantic love and the love that you feel for family. And the love that you feel for family is more similar to the love that you feel for your friends, but it's still different. But we don't put a lot of importance on friendships. We just talk about, meeting a person of the opposite sex who you fall in love with and getting married to them and having 16 billion children with them. Not really that last part, but you get the concept. Nothing in the societal dream has anything to do with friends, really, at least not once you get to be older. The thing is, friends are incredibly important. Even if you had a significant other, or a husband, or a wife, or a boyfriend, or a girlfriend, or what have you, and you had no friends, you'd be an incredibly lonely person. I know you're probably saying, oh no, I would be so happy because there's a person whose love for me is undying. And in a lot of ways, I think that friendships last longer than relationships. All relationships end at some point. They are finite, and so are friendships. But the thing about friendships is that there's no pressure there to do certain things, to make the first move, or wait for the other person to make the first move. You are just people who genuinely care about one another and, would do nearly anything for each other, and that is incredibly important. I like to view romantic relationships as kind of like a complex piece of machinery, because they work great unless a gear comes out of place, in which case the entire thing collapses on itself and it's over, it's broken, it's done, and it takes an incredible amount of dedication to rebuild it. Whereas with friendships, regular old friendships, almost nothing can end that. Am I suggesting that romantic relationships aren't important? No, not at all. I think they're incredibly important, but I think that we don't stress enough how important friends are, and I went a number of years thinking, I don't need friends, I can do well on my own and be friendly to people, but I don't need actual friends. And then I realized that friends are great, and that you definitely need them to be a happy person. And now that I have friends, it makes me incredibly happy. The situation that I was faced with was one where I was not happy with the people with whom I was placed into an environment at a young age, and so I branched out. And, people say, oh, it's weird, all your friends are on the internet, but I don't think it's weird, because even if there is distance between my friends and I, that doesn't matter as long as we do have a strong emotional bond with one another and can relate to each other easily, just like normal real-life friends would. Literally the only difference there is that there's distance. If you, the viewer, are struggling with the same thing, where you feel out of place in your real-world environment, try branching out to the internet and and trying to meet people. Some of my favorite YouTubers are now some close friends of mine because I branched out, used things like Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, what have you. Connect with other human beings. It doesn't matter where they are in space. It just matters if you can form a strong emotional bond with them. And if you can do that successfully, then you're golden. It doesn't matter if they live 7,000 miles away from you. Best friends feel for each other, which, turtle time.